But the Dodgers relievers gave up 3 more home runs tonight in this game against Arizona. They've now allowed 29 home runs this season. The Dodgers relievers have. That is the most in the National League.
Yeah, and that's really not good. Here, a changeup. They wanted it down and away. That leaps back inner half to Gurriel's power. He's able to drive it out of the ballpark. You have to be able to hit your spots. Here's that changeup. Down. They wanted it away. It's down and in. Gurriel puts a really good swing on it. 2-run shot. Here, Perdomo had 5 home runs coming in. I know he hits in the 9 spot, but this is his 6th. He has plenty of pop in his bat. Once again, center cut, able to put a good swing on it, right down the middle, able to barrel it.
Yeah, you look at that number there, the most this season. Obviously, that is not a good number. But then also you look at it like, okay, sweet, we've seen a couple off-landed knack there. We see the home runs that were hit off him, and he's considered a reliever rather than considered that predominantly he'd be the starter. The other thing, too, is factored in those numbers is that, which is also not good, is that they have the relievers that have thrown the most innings in all of baseball, too. So when you have your relief staff use that much, being taxed that much, and then you're going to see those numbers. So obviously, all around, just not good. That you need the starting pitchers to really going out there and starting setting the tone a lot more, getting deeper, and then hopefully everybody starts getting better, and there's be like some consistency from the starters all the way through the relief pitching.
It was a strange night for Brandon Pfaadt of the Diamondbacks. He did not strike out a single Dodger hitter in 6 innings. Dodgers hit 3 home runs off of him. No more. Those were the only 3 hits they had. But Mookie Betts, good to see him get back into the home run column. He hit a pair tonight, and both of them pull side.
Yeah, this is one positive of the game. Obviously, with Mookie Betts hitting a couple home runs, him pulling the ball. We said in the past, when Mookie Betts is pulling the ball, that means he's feeling pretty good and kind of getting close to where he wants to be, because he's using more of that top hand to get to the ball and fire it. And it doesn't mean he's always just pulling it. He'll go the other way, but it's always a good sign when he's able to pull the ball and doing it in that fashion. So hitting a couple home runs, hopefully, that gets him going, gets that confidence going, and we're going to just see Mookie Betts, because we know how great he is, just kind of take off. On the other standpoint, though, I just think when you look at Brandon Pfaadt, I just want to say something here with that. Yeah. It's a quality start, in today's game, right, where you give up 3 runs and you go 6 innings, it's a quality start. But at the same time, though, it's a quality start, going out there, giving this team a chance without getting a strikeout. So it's not always about that.
Zero swing,
but finds a way. I mean, that's also pitching. Understand? Okay, pitching to contact, doing all that. So there are ways to do that where it's not always about velocity and everything. Like you have to punch everybody out and getting all that. Go out there and pitch and give your team a chance. He did that.
And it's different when you're a pitcher. Ask any starting pitcher. When you have a healthy lead, they're going to pitch to contact too. So he's a little bit more aggressive there. Yeah. But credit the Dodgers. The Dodgers squared him up. They didn't really have a whole lot to show for it. 11 lineouts, either on the ground or right at somebody. So they did square him up. But when you're pitching with a 7-0 lead, usually starters are going to be a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, not nibbling as much. And we saw that also with Shohei Ohtani tonight, Jerry. He got a pitch to hit, and the Big Show hit number 17 going the other way.
Yeah, it's amazing. He's got power to all fields. This one is a breaking ball, outer third, able to stay on it, stay back, stay square, and drive it over the left field wall. Just love his swing. Understanding, really, I can go anywhere deep. Look at him stay back right there and fire his hands. He stays square as long as possible, head down on contact. Just a beautiful swing. He doesn't take at-bats off. Fun to watch.
Jerry, you and I really like it when we see Shohei Ohtani going the other way like that with authority, because he is staying behind the ball. That means both his bottom side, his hips, and his front side aren't leaving at the same time. Maybe his hips can open up, and then when his top side, his shoulder opens up together, that's when he gets himself in trouble. But when that top front shoulder stays closed, he's able to stay back on a pitch like that. The other thing, he did an excellent job not giving up on that. That was a breaking ball, kind of a back door where it's really easy to think, okay, that's going to be a ball, give up on it. He doesn't. He stayed back, stayed on it, and drove it the other way.
When the Dodgers saw the Diamondbacks a little over a week ago in Arizona, they had that 6-run 9th inning. So they're down by 6 going into the bottom of the 9th, Jerry. And you're thinking, all right, maybe there's a chance if you can get a few guys on. And sure enough, Freddie Freeman starts it with a double, and the Dodgers start to pass the baton a little bit to try to make this thing interesting.
Again, I love the fight of this Dodger team. They could have came in that 9th inning and really kind of mailed it in. Listen, heading into our 4th loss in a row here at Dodger Stadium, if Freddie Freeman rocket to right, Will Smith hustling right here, gets out, really legs out a hit right there, not giving up on the play. That is the theme of this Dodger team, trying to put themselves in position. Here, Teo puts the ball in play, gets an RBI out of it. But once again, the Dodgers having good at-bats in the ninth inning.
Yeah, and you know the other thing, too, is when you look at this was also the one inning that they had at-bats with runners in scoring position. Prior to that, they only had one at-bat with a runner in scoring position. That was in the 7th inning. But here in the 9th inning, regardless, still not giving up, not just taking that for granted, say, oh, like, we're really struggling here, and you tip your hat. They are not going to give up. They're going to go out there, especially when you did it before. You're like, hey, we can do it again. And, you know, even though they came up short, they know still, hey, listen, we're in that situation again. We're still going to find a way, and we know potentially that we can go out there and pull those games off.
Yeah.
How have you guys just found, kind of, especially when you look at these last few games, and how it has truly been a battle in each one?
I mean, yeah, it has. We haven't given up. I mean, but you're going to go through certain situations like this. You know, it's just tough. We got to find a way to get back healthy, get our guys back out there. We got.
For you offensively, just to get those 2 home runs, when you're showing power like that, is that at least an encouraging sign for you? And
Sure. You know, it didn't really matter because we lost, but you know, I had a good games and then kind of went missing, so I have to keep it going.
Have you still been working through like the same habits you had early in the year? Kind of what's been the focus of your work lately?
Man, I don't know. It's kind of been all over the place, just trying to figure things out. You know, find a little cue that worked today, but so we'll see tomorrow. I mean, it's just a constant battle. I mean, you don't. There's a lot of variables that kind of.
when you look at this outing, how they were able to get to you kind of earlier in your outing, what were you seeing just from your execution and from how they were attacking you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously early on, just execution just wasn't there. I mean, yeah, we just kind of leaving some pitches over the middle, like getting into some deep counts, just not really executing what we needed to, and they took advantage of a couple mistakes. I mean, they definitely didn't miss those, and so just very frustrating early on to put us kind of in that situation. Was glad eventually we locked it in kind of as we kept going and provided a little bit of length, but yeah, just bad execution early on and just got to be better.
What's going through your head when you are trying to lock back in, though? Because I mean, to be able to, like you said, provide some length and even find different ways to, I imagine, protect the bullpen had to have at least been encouraging.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I basically came in and was immediately like, just ride me as long as you can to save that pen a little bit. I mean, I just, as we were kind of going forward, just trying to find the adjustment as quick as I could. I mean, obviously, first inning, it didn't quite make it in time, and so, but was able to kind of make it a little bit better after that and start kind of getting back to the attack and kind of executing after that. So was glad to at least be able to pitch a little deeper to save them a little bit.
How frustrating a stretch has it been, just sort of considering how much the bullpen has had to throw this year?
Yeah, it's been frustrating. I mean, yeah, early on, especially in games, just kind of the inconsistency, and for me right now, just trying to keep things where they need to be, keep on the attack. I mean, the deep counts and walks, I mean, it's just not me, and so been frustrating, continuing to try to push that forward and just try to build off of the throw that we had at the end of that, and just stay on the attack.
Dave, a lot obviously happened in this game tonight, but how it ended is, can you be encouraged by what you saw with how this game ended and how you saw these two try to find ways to kind of battle that?
Yeah, certainly encouraged. I thought that, fighting back the way we did the at-bats, obviously Mookie really showing life tonight was huge. It's just kind of, it's hard to start, games behind, before you take an at-bat. And I think the last week we've given up runs in the first inning. So it's just, we got to throw up that zero and kind of get a chance to get the game going. But it does show something about our offense that we continue to fight. And to get Shelby in the game was big. To kind of get to their bullpen a little bit, given down 7-0 early, I think that, bodes well for the next couple games. But yeah, I mean, I think that, given extra outs, things like that, for a team right now that just doesn't strike out a lot of guys, when the ball's in play, we've got to make plays that we need to make, and we also got to get strike one and things like that. So at the end of the day, it was good to see Landon chew up 5 innings to kind of get to the next day, but it's still a loss.
What is this period you're going through with the pitching, and is it as simple as saying this is just not the staff that you thought you would have this season?
It's not the staff we thought we'd have this season, but I feel that kind of what we still do and have done in the past with injuries, we're not doing. And I say that in the sense of getting ahead of hitters and keeping the ball in the ballpark. But yeah, we're not. Obviously, we're banged up a little bit on the pitching side of things. I think the offense is going well, but with that, we still got to make sure our defense is tightened up to give the pitchers the best chance to have success when they do get that opportunity.
They can't just lose it.
He just lost it, and I don't know if it was twilight or what. He just lost it, and so that's just, unfortunately, that's something that happened.
Decision to play him out there in Edmund at second,
just more of just kind of. Tommy played center yesterday, and the idea of trying to take care of his ankle, because when he gets top speed, that's what kind of potentially could put him in harm's way. So trying to take care of him on a back-to-back. He'll be down tomorrow, and just kind of that's the kind of the thought behind it.
Losing it though, should Kim have been better about letting Teo know, maybe giving him a signal earlier on?
I think so, and I think that's something where you haven't played a whole bunch of center field, so I think right at that point in time, he's just trying to find the baseball and not really kind of letting, the guys to the side know that he is having trouble. But that's more experience and kind of an outlier play, but yeah.